card I had.
Unless I puppet the guard off the hippogriff and take over.
Yeah, absolutely. What's your what was your alignment?
Alignments are garbage.
Yeah. All right,
I
let
don't care.
me.
Okay.
Guardsman, cough.
All right, let me swap
What's
my
that? Kick.
music. Actually, I'll wait. Um, while we're finishing up last minute setup stuff, would anybody like to volunteer for recap for player inspiration, or do you guys need a DM
Everyone wants
recap?
that beak.
Yeah.
I'll do it.
I got you guys. Oh, you want to do it?
Let's go.
Thank you.
We have another tribute.
Thank you. So, start of the session, we had slowly tailed, or slowly followed the hippogriffs towards, if everybody's on the Sighing Valley map, I'm gonna ping it. If it will let me ping, no? This thing. Towards this tower, found out it was the opposite topography of what I was thinking. So she's like, ah, shit, there is really only one way in and one way out of this place. So everybody takes a minute, look around, gather their breath. There's flags flying from the top. I don't think anybody told us. I
They
don't
have
think the
feathers
person
on
who
them.
saw them. Yeah, okay. With specifically feathers on them. We didn't really have a connection to that yet. So we all regroup and we're just like, hey, what the fuck are we doing? And some more discussion. We decide we're gonna try and, like, since we can't get up and around to see more of the tower or sneak in at all, it's just like, okay, we're gonna wait it out, see what happens, see the comings and goings of the tower. So, on... I don't remember exactly what happens between then and then getting to the battle map that was pulled up. Everybody picked a spot to, like, settle down for the night. And then Godry got dragged down, and we're just like, what the fuck? It was quite a while. It was like 10 minutes. And he goes back, and he's just like, hey guys, something's up. Even though he is, I think, the only one awake at that time, and he tries to yell to Jacobs, but Jacobs like, nah, fuck this. And rolls over, and turns
Is that
out...
Tuna?
Yes, that is your child screaming.
That's Tuna.
Ma. Yeah.
Five, what I assume were scouts land near us, and she's distracting me. And Katay just wakes up and kind of takes the lead with the conversation with the one guy whose name I do not remember.
Extra
And it's
inspiration
like,
if anybody
we're
remembers.
not here to kill you. And Contagious's shard does not go off again, so these are not the same people as the people we were following, but are riding the same beast and came from the same place. Girl, what?
His name's Thrall, by the way.
Extra
Cool,
point of
okay.
inspiration.
Thrall and his Mez something? I don't remember. Thrall something.
Huna. Kind of have a conversation. The guy's just like, okay, that's weird that somebody has been following you, and you say that they are possibly linked to this other party, which we think... Was it the Believers or the Black Hand or Black Death or whatever?
Black Earth.
The Black
Black
Earth.
Earth.
The Black Death.
Thank you.
The plague.
No, we
Going
think they're
bubonic in this
shitheads and fanatics. And so we're like, you guys aren't cultists? Not out loud, but, like, the side eye is there. Um, so they're not connected to the Black Earth. They think they're fanatics, but someone suspicious was following us, had our movements, and flew to this tower, which these guys came from. So they're just like, okay, you got a choice. You can either maybe walk away. I don't know if that was really ever an option, or come back to the tower with us. And we decided to come back to the tower. Go back to the tower with them. Rick, I don't know if he's still excited at this point, but he wanted to write a hippogriff. I think he wants to throw the pilot off. He tried to when they first mounted. We'll see if he tries to again.
No, he
That's
tried
always
to.
good type music.
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
trying to play his instrument, and he was trying to see if you did or didn't get thrown off.
Yeah, and I misunderstood that, so he's able to mount and hold on for takeoff. That was a miscommunication, misunderstanding on my part. So you guys are all able to take off successfully, and with the deck save, he will be able to play. Yeah, very, very solid. Recap, inspirations have
And
been
they
given.
asked for a name. We said Kelly Reed's. That will be redacted going on.
You can
Because we have
certainly
yet to decide. And
try.
I'm not going to go by a name that sounds like a 2012 phone game.
Above the table, I had expected you guys to be like, I'm not really sure if they have a name, and for that to spark the conversation. So that took a much different turn than I had anticipated. So I will try to not have it follow you guys around too long, but we're going to have fun with it.
But at the moment, we are taking off towards the tower with all the not cultist people.
Yeah.
These
We
people.
think they have cultists. We think they have cultists in their rank. And start.
Really quickly, I don't know if you mentioned this, but this group, they've referred to themselves as Feathergale.
Mm-hmm.
I did not because I did not remember.
Yeah.
So they are the Feathergale. And I said they are guardians, not brigands.
Mm-hmm. Unless you give us reason to be.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So,
Well, also I slipped the main dude a note.
with the sigils
great.
drawn on the back. Yes. So, we're going to start with a pin in the larger group of you guys. Jen. The evening after the encounter with the stone golem, your group found safety and refuge in Jen's abandoned home. Each of you finding sleep that night, or rather sleep claiming you. You all had the shared vision, the shared dream. For you, as you found yourself in the place between that nightmare and waking, you felt yourself called, pulled elsewhere. Your memories of what exactly had taken place were a bit blurry, a bit fuzzy. But with each passing day, fragments of it start to come back. The original transformation was a thing of nightmares, painful, agonizing, and eternal. Each sprouting of the feather felt like a hot iron being plunged into your skin. Each follicle was a fresh wound. You felt and heard your bones crack, not with clean breaks, but with a splintering shatter like glass beneath a hammer. Your limbs contorted and muscles twitched, folding in on themselves as you shrank with impossible speed. Your screams, tearing from your throat, were raw and ragged, but they were swallowed by the overwhelming sounds of hundreds of ravens cawing all around you. You have flashes of them descending on you like tidal waves of wings, blacker than shadows, sharper than blades. You remember the terror that coursed through you as they enveloped you in a maelstrom of feathers and smoke. You feel the pricks on your skin as their talons scraped you, almost as though they were carving something from you, harvesting your identity, your voice, and your humanity. The wind from their wings bat at you. First, icy, cold like the breath of the dead, but it shifted quickly into a searing heat, a scalding force that curled through your veins. You couldn't breathe. You couldn't think. You could only scream. Your heart palpitated faster and faster until you could swear you felt it burst within your chest. And then silence. Your body was still, calm. You remember opening your eyes, but the eyes you saw through were not yours. Everything was sharper and clearer. All of the colors washed into shades of gray and violet. You could see the heat of bodies, the subtle shimmer of dying souls that wailed in the distance. You could feel the pull of death itself, like gravity, present, whispering. Your thoughts were not gone, but they were muffled and distant, buried beneath something more primal. You feel your feet clutch around bark, and as you look down, you see wings folded against your body. Your head twitched in unnatural movements. You look down and see your companions exiting the house, and as you tried to call out for them, what you heard was, "Ah!" You tried to cry, but there was no language left to hold your sorrow. You had become the watcher, the messenger, the omen. Time blurred as you followed them, your companions. Always present, just out of reach, sometimes perched in trees or gliding on the wind. You were something between a memory and shadow, something forged in pain and purpose. The morning of this day, with the hippogriffs, you watch as your friends mount the back of these animals, and you begin to fly behind them, following. At one point, you fly ahead, knowing where it is that they're going. And a voice in your head, soft but haunting, whispers, "Your time has come." And you feel the wind shift beneath you as the sky crackles with fate's arrival. You feel the drag of the wind start to give way as feathers begin to fall from your body. You find yourself plummeting towards the earth at an impossible rate. As you brace yourself for impact, you feel yourself suddenly stop. The movement ceases. As you open your eyes, you find yourself standing, feet firmly planted on the ground, with your allies just ahead, drawing near on the hippogriffs. Jen, you have flown through death, and you have come back with its mark. Is there anything that you would like to do as you wait for your companions to arrive?
I think, first of all, he would sort of just fall to his knees for a moment and, like, look, like, fall on his hands and knees and just sort of catch his breath after everything that's happened. Being able to finally be in control, he would, test his movements, clutch his fist, all that. And then stand back up, make sure that his mask is in place, his clothes are in proper care, and then turn to face them, waiting for them to arrive.
As you test your limbs and body out, everything seems to work as it should. There is a dull ache, almost a residual pain, something that you would feel after a really hard workout. You'd feel it the next day or two, where things are just kind of tender. But there's a new sharpness to the movements as well. I do need you to make a Constitution saving throw, please, Jen. And actually, it will be 2.
It'll be 2? Okay.
Yes. Okay.
That's the 1. And here's the second.
Beautiful.
Nice.
Having not been able to complete a long rest while you kept an eye on your companions the night before and the rest being interrupted, and the absolutely taxing transformation that you have gone through, you feel invigorated, surprisingly, ready to take on the day. For the rest of you, Rick, please give me a performance check.
Is this for the song?
Yes.
Okay. That the 29 from last one.
Oh, is that? Okay, I was thinking that was the dex, then yeah, that works. Have at it.
Okay, so I'd imagine as we're all kind of flying over, it's kind of everyone's, I'm assuming they're taking a pretty steady flight over.
Yeah, it's pretty leisurely.
Rick will rip out his lyre, and he'll kind of turn to glance at the guard and see if he's like listening. You ready for this? You ready for this?
Sure.
I'm about to blow your mind.
I can't wait.
Like Rick is like thinking that he's just, at this moment he thinks he's the best musician in the world.
Because he fucking is.
But see how you react. So, want me to sing it, or should I just say it?
It's entirely up to you. I encourage the singing, but I don't want to peer pressure or bully you into it if you're not comfortable. But I'm all for it.
It's cool. It's cool. Winds that rise with silver grace, arrows forth to skybound place, with talons proud and feathers fine, you ride the clouds like bullet lines. We come not armed with blade or spite, but songs that shimmer in the night. If hearts can hear beyond the gale, let trust arise, if fear might fail. And then he might sing like a couple more like verses, but they're all kind of like aimed towards like, we're trustful people and please don't kill us.
As he goes to push you off the hippogriff. We absolutely should. And point of inspiration for that, Rick. Well done. He remains silent, but you can see he's kind of nodding along
Do I-
to it. And what was that?
Do I feel anything on my backside? Or am I behind him? Or am I in front of him?
I'm really
Does he
concerned
say
about how I answer
no?
this now. Yeah, no, there's no arousal. Ooh, noted. Sorry, I've got player messages too. But he is more impressed than he's wanting to let on. You do feel the tenseness and rigidity in his body kind of soften a bit, but he still has the colder, uptight demeanor. Um, but if you were to engage in conversation or anything like that, you would notice that his tone has softened as well. Not substantially, but enough that it's noticeable.
Did the hippogriff react
No.
in any sort of way?
It is
No.
still it's on
even
its
to the
flight
music?
track. No, it's and it's very much like with a service animal. Not that they're service animals, but they are working animals, and he's on duty. Yeah.
Well, even so, so I do need to know: am I in front of him or behind him?
I feel like for you, you would be able to be in front if you wanted. Yeah. Everybody
Okay.
else, I think, would be
So-
behind because being in front could obstruct the view and all that stuff.
After after Rick finishes his dong, he'll kind of go and he'll kind of just like stroke the mane of the hippogriff for a little bit.
Okay.
Maybe kind of like if he can reach, I guess.
Yeah.
Can he reach
Enough.
the ears?
Yeah. Not the ears,
Okay.
not without standing up, but you'd be able to get like the back of the neck into the shoulders.
Okay. And I think Rick would like kind of like whisper into his ear. I don't know if they understand common or whatever, but
Mhm.
he'll kind of say like, maybe we can be friends. And is there anything different about this hippogriff in particular than the other ones, like a different color, or are they all kind of like the same?
Go ahead and give me an investigation or a nature check.
Well, that
Uh,
sucks.
So it's kind of hard to point out differences between this particular one and the others as you guys are flying. Even though it's not a fast, high-speed ride, you do have wind kind of blowing against you and everything like that. And with the formation, you don't have a solid line of sight on everything of the other hippogriffs. But with this particular one, you do notice that there is a layer of black feathers right where the neck feathers kind of merge with the shoulder feathers. So it's like white and then that one layer of black and then into the browns.
Okay. So I'd be able to kind of pick this one out later on.
Maybe. You're not sure if the others have
Maybe.
those same markings or not.
Okay. Okay. Sounds good.
Is there anything anyone else is doing?
So we've landed.
Not yet.
Okay. Nothing in the meantime. Awen's just kind of holding on tight. She's both invigorated and terrified.
Godry would like,
No.
well, you can go.
I was just gonna say, nope, just vibing.
Respect.
Godry would like to be taking this time while they're all riding, looking at the back of this soldier. He'd want to start analyzing and remembering what looks to be weak points or gaps in their armor
Okay.
for research purposes.
Yes, of course, for science. Okay, go ahead and give me an investigation.
The way your hand was posed, like Godry would like to start choking him out from behind.
Entering combat mode.
We're being taken on a journey. Where are we going?
We're going on a trip.
so
14.
14. Okay. So, what we will do, let me bring this up.
Is Beck being kidnapped? Is that what's happening? Okay.
Possibly. Okay, so with a 14. Okay, so you would know, and you're looking specifically at weak points in the armor, correct? Okay.
Emily is being stupidly loud, so I had to retreat upstairs where it is. Hold on, let me check the thermostat.
So
Oily.
from where you're at and everything, obviously, like, the obvious weak points of the wearer would be, like, the nape of the neck, where the armor ends. That's an obvious. And then, like, the armpit area where there's the gap for movements and mobility. And then the area where the shoulder blades are. There's some, like, overlapping plates that can leave thin gaps as well. And when there's spaces for gaps or that allow for movement, the integrity, the structural integrity is not as good and as solid. So yeah, I think that would be the biggest one to stand out outside of the obvious of the exposed bits of men. I don't like the way that sounded. I'm sorry.
Men.
But thank you.
You're very welcome. Okay. And then, Contagious, anything other than what you messaged me note about?
Nope.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
What? I missed everything. I'm trying to get. Where's my pen?
No one is really doing a whole lot. Godry was, for scientific purposes, studying the armor of the back of the Feathergale Knights that he is riding with, looking for weak spots or weak points. Totally scientific, no cause for concern for anybody here.
Nothing to worry about here.
Yeah, not at
I can
all.
step away. I'll be right off. Okay, so you guys keep going.
Okay. As you guys continue riding forward and you feel the creatures begin to descend, closing in on the drawbridge of the spire ahead, you see a figure clad in red waiting on your side of the drawbridge. As you draw near, all of you, save for Godry, would recognize this person. You see Jen standing before you. You guys, Jen, you see them all coming in, and essentially the hippogriffs land before the drawbridge. So they're going to land and then begin walking over, and you can dismount there or stay on. But you guys will be landing on the side of the drawbridge where you'd initially started before heading into the spire.
As we're descending, Rick will just be like, just waving like really crazy at Jin. I know that
Yeah.
guy.
Contagious is gonna point and be like, "Hey, I think that's our crow." And I'll hop off once they land. I'll hop off and just walk with them.
Okay.
The people and the hippogriffs are going to continue across the drawbridge.
Mm-hmm.
Oh fuck no,
we
he's
had a
not getting off.
drawbridge.
Okay, so I'm sharing these two maps. I need to put you guys on them. Okay, so you guys are going to be landing here. Let me drag you guys.
Is that? Oh no, it's just loading really slowly.
Oh, is
Yep.
it? Is it? Okay, I'll put you on a different map then. We won't use this one. I was trying to use pretty ones, but fuck me.
Oh my gosh, I just got kicked out of Fantasy Grounds.
Oh, did you?
Oh no.
Yeah.
The map was so
And it's-
pretty and broke.
And it starts.
Oh no. Not
Feel like
like
we
this.
I think it might have been me though, because my internet like is shoddy up here.
Here, I can make you feel better.
Oh, thank God. Oh, hi. And noted, Beak, to your message as well. I meant to
Okay.
verbally respond to that.
Did we just land?
Yes, and you guys
There was
see
something
that.
about a drawbridge.
Yes, so you guys are landing. Let me share this map then, since Fantasy Grounds wants to be a pain in my dick. And I'm going to put you guys on here. So you guys are going to be landing on this side over here. And you guys can kind of position yourself where you would like to be. Are you guys all staying on the hippogriffs as we land? Waving to Jen as we pass
Yes.
by. Okay.
Map
Is it just
load.
supposed to- Is it also
Now the
supposed to
pretty
just be
map
black?
loaded.
Well, the doors are not open yet, so it's doing line of sight for you guys.
Now the pretty map loaded.
Of course it did. I just closed them all out.
What the?
I'm still.
No, I tapped right there. Move there. There we go.
Okay. Can you guys see this one? You guys should be able
Yeah.
to.
What am
Okay, try now. Try now.
Whoa.
It's been one of those weeks, boys and girls. I'm sorry. Okay.
So the Feather Gale Spire player ground level one for me is just all black. Like just completely
Let me
black.
see. Even like, can you see the drawbridge?
No.
It's just all black
Really?
with the squares, yeah.
Like
Is it-
this.
What the fuck? Okay, hold on.
The hell?
Oh, hell.
It's also all black for me too, yeah.
Oh my
Same, but I thought
god.
it was.
Slowly.
Oh,
Is it coming
it
in?
froze, and then all of them, and all of them just popped in. Yep. Oh,
Okay, we're good.
Okay. How about now?
I can fight.
I can see.
You guys can see?
That's a niche
Yeah.
reference.
Who's in range? Like any Feather Gale people
Yeah, they're all with you. I just
Oh,
haven't
then-
put them all on the map right now.
other than those ones? Any ones like?
Not
guarding
that that you can
drawbridge?
see. No.
It still hasn't loaded for me. I think that might be something on my end though.
Oh, that sounds like a you problem.
Yeah. Awen will do whatever everyone else does.
Okay. Jen, is anybody dismounting or is everybody staying on?
I hopped off.
Okay.
Do the
Oh my God, I'm
Feather
in.
Gale people dismount?
Initially, no. As they begin to cross the bridge, Thurl will dismount and will go to open the doors. But what I need to know is anybody else dismounting besides Contagious?
Rick will as well.
Okay.
Awen will
Dodger
stay
will as well.
on as long as the person she is riding with is on.
Okay.
How tall are the hippogriffs?
I
gosh.
think they're like 7 feet tall. I think
They're like
Godry.
6'8"
Godry.
at the back, I believe.
Yeah, I think
was worried
Godry.
Rick was gonna
Godry
take
was
falling damage.
just above them. Yeah, Godry was just above. Like his head was just above their shoulders. No, Rick will not take fall damage for this one.
That face was
Gosh
worth
darn
it.
it.
So as you guys dismount and see Jin as the others continue, Jagos and Awen stay mounted and moving towards the doors. How do you guys proceed?
So, Thrall is unlocking
Hot,
the
you
door.
almost said it too.
Yeah, I did almost say it. Am I frozen?
Yeah, I think the main guy is going towards the door to open
He
it.
is at the
'cause
front.
him and
Yeah.
Contagious dismounted.
Yeah, and he's at the front, and he is leading his hippogriff. Sorry, there's chaos going on in my house right now. He is
No, literally me.
leading his hippogriff towards, like by the reins, towards the doors across the drawbridge, and goes to open the doors. And what you guys will see as he opens them is a main hall, essentially an entry hall, that is made all of white stone. At the opposite end of where he's just opened the doors, there are, excuse me, 2 more doors, and these doors are tall. The entry and then the ones that are on the opposite side, they're like 12 feet tall. You see that there is an eagle carved from massive timber that hangs from the far side of the ceiling, suspended by chains. And the wings are made of steel, as well as the head.
I want to go up to Jin as we're approaching the drawbridge and just kind of like pat him on the back and be like, "Yo, where were you, buddy? Also, weird question, were you a bird?"
Totally unrelated.
Asking for
Settle
a
it
friend.
for me.
He will just like, sort of like, you know, like when you get a chill and you kind of like shake a little bit, like a little bit surprised almost, and he'll be like, apologies, I was lost in thought. Yes, I was indeed a bird, yes.
You're gonna have to teach me that. That seems useful.
It's less enjoyable than you think.
Fair enough. Well, welcome back. What, you good? Everything fine?
Yes, everything is fine. I just been a long journey.
Yeah, but you got to fly it. So much better than walking. It'll just keep walking forward at this point. From Contagious's perspective, everything Jin did was intentional, and he was just following us, and Contagious is oblivious to anything else.
That tracks.
I thought so.
Aylin will ask, the person in front of her, like that, you know, she's riding the hippogriff with, do you know where we're headed?
Well, first thing we're gonna do is put the hippogriffs away, and then I'm not sure what business Thrall has with y'all. Something about
Right.
notes and stories and reads, I don't know.
Right. Thank you.
Do you have an important meeting to make it to, or?
No, just never been here before. And she's looking around.
And you watch as Thrall continues to lead his hippogriff, opening the other doors. And this is a smaller room. The ceilings in this area are very, very tall, very, very high, up about 20 feet. Again, the doors are 12 feet high. This smaller room has in the center a spiral staircase that descends down. And then there are 3 doors on the 3 adjoining walls. At this point, as each of the hippogriffs and riders begin to enter the main hall, they begin to dismount and continue pulling their hippogriffs by the leads. And we'll be taking them down to the stables.
Stables are. Oh, well, I guess it's not underground. It's because of the spire.
Correct.
You good there, Gaudry?
I would like to see who was down the stairs.
All right. Yeah, Awen's just kind of like taking it all in. She's very
Not
impressed.
until God gives us the map.
Father, the map.
For the stables, are you guys all going downstairs?
I mean, we're following them, I assumed.
Okay, beautiful. So give me
I don't wanna speak
just
for
a
everyone,
moment.
but Bubby
Yeah, give me just a second. Sorry, he is wiling out right now.
thinks it. Don't worry.
Just relax, baby. My Lanza, my apologies, guys. Okay, so
Keek,
let
the room you're in
me-
looks like it would be haunted. Just an observation. You're welcome.
Yeah, so it's not actually like it's my sister's bedroom, but it's not really meant to be a bedroom. It is a connecting room between the loft and the playroom that used to be my room. And yeah, you're not wrong.
Yeah, it's got those vibes.
Yeah.
Okay, so for this one, I'm just putting a party token on. Let me remove that one because that's not right.
Darkness.
Hello, darkness,
Mild
My
friend.
You said there was an
Am I
eagle above this thing?
Yes,
Like above this?
yes, carved of timber with wings and a head of steel.
Wait a
Okay.
minute.
So, is it being a pain for you guys?
Yes.
Oh, my Lanza. Worst case, what we may have to do, since a lot of this is going to be like lore and role-playing stuff, I may just post maps in the channel and then theater the Mind It on Fantasy Grounds and just utilize Fantasy Grounds for roles and stuff if you guys are okay with
The
that.
old-fashioned way.
Yeah, because
I'm
if
good with
it's,
that.
I'd rather do that and save some time and frustration than to sit around with our thumbs up our asses waiting. Oh, not on the map's, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So what I'm going to
I'm cool
do?
with that,
Okay,
Until
cool.
there's combat, we don't need a map, right? We can.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you
Yeah.
could always just share the map
Yeah.
and then still post the picture in Discord, and then the map will eventually load.
Yeah, hopefully, but this way it won't bog things down. So I'll still share them as we go, but having it this way, you guys will at least have the reference.
But yeah, Awen looks like she's just taking everything in. She's never seen a place this big.
Yeah, it is massive, and it's even bigger on the inside than you would expect it to be. Oh my god, all these memes. So that is
Itty.
that one. Give me just a moment to snap this one.
If you want to leave, you have to detach from my skin. Ow. Dumbass.
Thumb of ass, pure of heart.
Ugh.
So here's
Full
the
of shit.
first level.
Two things
Who
to add to the bingo. Fantasy grounds that work big.
Yeah,
Kidding animal.
yeah. Fucking animals. Okay. So they're posted in Fantasy in Discord now. As you guys all descend the stairs, everybody's going together.
Yeah.
Okay. So you go down the stairs and you see that there is a circular landing that surrounds the central shaft of the spiral staircase. The landing is piled with supplies and bales of straw. There are 12 stalls that go around the perimeter of the room. You see that all of them the floors are covered in straw. On 7 of the 12 stalls, there's a harness and like a riding crop, a saddle hang in it. And there is, where is it on the map? So inside each stall, if you are looking at the map in Fantasy Grounds, on the back wall you'll see the two little squares that are connected together. It appears that those are doors that open up to go outside as well. And then the 7 stalls that have the saddles and everything, 3 of them have giant vultures, and the other 4 have hippogriffs.
Giant vultures, that's insane.
Mm-hmm.
Birds are the epitome of evil.
I agree. The riders will quickly, they waste no time taking the gear off of the hippogriffs, giving them little treats that they pull out of their pockets. And
Oh my god.
yes, little sugar cubes. That's not what hippogriffs eat, but whatever, we're going with it. And leading them back to their appropriate stalls. Thrall.
Awen wants to pet one.
You can if you want. Give me an animal handling.
She'll say to, or ask one of the, nearest people, do they have names?
They do.
What's this one's name?
That's how you lose a hand.
This,
Hold on. Ugh.
this one
How
is,
do I intro it?
Out of her hand.
as you ask its name, he says, this one here is Bitsy. Because it gets a little bitesy as you go to reach to pet it, and it kind of snaps at you, and you watch as the feathers kind of ruffle. And he quickly will, pull on the reins. Not hard, but enough to be like, nah.
Awen's like kind of holding her hand, is like, I'm sorry.
Yeah, these are working animals, they're not pets. So there's Bitsy, one of them is Filbert. I'm just coming up with names. One is Tuna, one is Milo,
Tuna hippogriff!
one is Bo. How many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
One's Louie.
Louis,
Turbo.
Duke, Spammy,
I could have been terrible.
Binks, 3 more. Andy, I'm drawing a blank. What is your other cat's name?
Lena.
Lena.
What?
Daddy, chill.
I don't like that one.
I love that one.
The woman in the duck clips, like the mom of the 3 ducks, is Emily Princess from Criminal Minds.
Oh my god. Is it really?
Yeah.
I have so many questions. I think the first one that comes to mind is, how do you know that?
Because I know her voice.
Oh,
I've
okay.
seen Criminal Minds at least 8 times. over.
That's fair. That's fair.
There's also Community, I think, in the last season.
Oh, I need to catch up. I love that show. So I need one more name, guys.
Trudy.
Trudy?
Henry.
Oh, yeah.
I heard Trudy first. So we've got Bitsy, Filbert, Tuna, Milo, Bo, Louie, Duke, Spammy, Binks, Luna, Charlie, and Trudy.
Okay.
And I'm proud of myself for naming them after pets and not people.
Hutch.
I missed one.
Henry.
Hold on. I have Filbert, Tuna, Milo, Bo, Louie, Binks, Lena,
Lena,
Lena.
Duke, Spammy,
Charlie, and Trudy.
Charlie.
Will they have pointed out the name, like which one is who?
You know
No,
what?
you
Let
put
me
in a name tag.
see. So Bitsy is the one that Awen was on. All right, I want all of you guys to roll a d12 for me, please, except for Awen.
Roll a what?
D12. We're gonna make this fun.
Really?
I like this one.
I know how many sides are on a dice. Which one is it? There.
Yes.
The one with the 12 facing out.
All right, Jacobs and Contagious, roll one more for me, please.
I get Louis.
Contagious, one more.
Oh god. keep stealing other people's numbers.
One
Oh
more.
my god.
Whoa, what the hell?
7.
There we go.
Alright, so Awen got Bitsy, Rick got Tuna, Contagious got Duke, Jacos got Binks, Godry got Lena, and Jen. You weren't on one, but if you were, it'd be Trudy.
Wait.
It does not matter.
Jacobs,
No, it
you're on an
matters.
asshole.
What did Godry have?
Lena.
Rick is gonna write a song about tuna.
Oh, and you know what? Here's what we're gonna do,
Dude, I'm
too, to
writing
make
it
this
right now.
interesting. Hold on, we're gonna make this real interesting. Hold on.
Holy frick.
Well, I guess it wouldn't matter because you guys were all on hippogriffs. I was gonna see if any of the ones you guys
I
landed
don't even know,
on.
I have the oh my god sound.
What hippogriff did Jacos ride?
Binks, stop Binks. Ironically, Binks, stop it.
Binks. It was Binks.
Yes.
Wait, then what did Godry?
Godry had Lena.
Lena. Okay.
Sorry, did I mix them up?
I don't know.
No, you're good.
Okay.
Probably me. This is important stuff.
Binks is
girl or a
crazy. It's
boy?
okay.
You want to check?
Yeah, I wanna check.
Give me an animal
Rick would
handling.
probably have- Rick would have a good view. Just saying.
I mean, that's fair.
Rick got Tuna. You know what? We're gonna roll this. With the 1, it's a boy.
Congrats.
Why are you so disappointed?
Oh man. Okay.
I'm good. I have more questions.
Rick's like, fuck.
Because it's easier to write a song about a girl. Now he has to write a song about a boy too.
A boy tuna.
Boy, too.
That sounds gross. A boy tuna. Okay.
Anyways.
Tenacious. Tuna is tenacious.
That's a
Uh,
thing.
The feathers that
I wanna see if my headphones will pick this up real quick. Hold on.
Oh, God. Just let me know when you need it. I can sing it.
What were you saying, Godry?
I was gonna say, now that we know the names, with the feather that Godry picked up when he first met the party, can he take the feather and try and see which hippogriff it belonged to?
Yeah. Go ahead and give me a nature check, please. This is a whole bunch of stuff I wasn't expecting.
I was gonna say, Denali's like, guys, I have so much lore prepared, and we're like, okay,
I was
but what
gonna
are all the
say-
hippogriff names?
I was literally
It's
about to
both actually
say.
gonna be hippogriff. Just saying.
I was literally about to say, like, I love you, Denali, but this is why I don't take it seriously when you say it's gonna be lore heavy, because you're assuming we're gonna move the plot along.
You know what? You're not wrong. I keep going back to the we've broken 5 and we're still in the fucking prologue.
28 seconds later.
Okay.
Also 22.
We are still
Not
trying to tame
bad.
this hippogriff.
Starlog, 437.5. Yours came from doo-ba-doo-ba-doo. Let me see. It doesn't appear to match the birds here.
Bum bum bum.
That also
Are all
means
of them in the stable?
All of the stables here are full.
All of the stables are full. Okay. In that case, well, I don't know that. So Jay is gonna just walk around the stables, just like, I doubt that you tell me. But, like, who can access these?
Are you asking just one of the guards, just in general?
Yeah, just out into the air.
Well, these ones here are specific for the Feathergale Knights. So if they're not a member of the Knights, then they don't have access. We do have some people who come down to help groom and feed them, but they're not allowed to take them out for rides.
And are these
Come
your,
on.
are these the only hippogriffs that y'all take care of?
They're the only ones that stay here long term. There's some people from Waterdeep, some nobles, and some of those of the higher echelon, if you will. And he kind of does this little head thing and raises his pinky, who stop by once in a while, but they don't house their mounts here. Why are you so interested in our birds? Well, they're not for sale if that's what you're looking at.
Because your birds are probably, because some of birds are probably related to the cult.
No.
Were you not paying attention to the conversation?
No, I don't get paid to
Okay.
pay attention to conversations with people sleeping in our woods.
I didn't see your name on them.
What was that?
Okay.
They're trying to get that bingo card.
I know, right? How about we find somewhere to talk?
Thrall, after doing rounds, making sure that all of the... I keep wanting to call him Griffin, so if I do, just know that I mean hippogriffs, but
I
words...
feel like that's my fault, and I apologize.
No, I'm just on that wavelength, actually. And I actually saw a thing today, as my ADD kicks in, where it was a meme, and it was like, you and I are on the same wavelength, and they were like, let me stop you. That's the
The
spectrum.
spectrum.
Yeah. I was
saw
like,
it too!
I saw that, and I was like, relatable. Relatable.
Let me stop you right there. By wavelength, you mean the spectrum.
The spectrum.
And yeah, we're both on it.
Yeah.
You said there were vultures.
Yeah, there's 3.
Yeah, Contagious is probably just staring at one of the vultures. It's like, ooh, and like,
Kissing his pants again? Oh.
no, excited. Like, Contagious likes birds. They're cool. Fuck you guys.
Contagious is a sociopath.
What was I gonna
Well,
say?
Rick will go up to Thrall. He'll ask, how do you become a Feathergale knight?
Well, most of our knights are elitists, and he kind of smirks a bit. Usually of noble birth or military background. There's a very strict application process where we have to prove ourselves in a few different capacities. And you have to have loyalty to the commander.
Oh, so no, like special abilities or anything like that, like flying or anything.
Well, things like that do help. Some of the application processes include combative abilities, joining in and successfully completing a manticore hunt, horsemanship, more importantly aerial mounts. The control of an aerial mount is incredibly important. Difference of life and death, honestly. It's a long process. The more capable that you are and the more versatile you are, the better. But again, without being of noble birth or military background, there's no need to apply. We only take the best of the best.
Oh. Okay.
We do have a junior honorary night program for the children.
He'll kind of give him a side eye.
Not any kind of chuckles. I'm not implying you're a child. I understand you are of halfling descent, but without the appropriate backgrounds, that would be the closest you could get.
You have a flyer
Oh
that
my
I can
god.
take a look at?
He looks around the room. Well, we're all flyers. That's why aerial mounting is so important.
Like a piece of paper. Like,
Oh, come on, that was good. I don't. It's not something that we advertise for. Do you have a noble friend who's interested? And he kind of scans your face.
Rook will kind of like puff up with it. Maybe.
I don't like these guys anymore.
Well, it wasn't a yes, but if you do, you can send them our way. Thrall would turn his attention to you, Awen. I think that your idea of moving elsewhere to have a more private conversation would be better. I'm not sure what all it is that your friends, the Kelly Reeds, have uncovered, but we could compare notes.
I'd like that.
Okay. How, as he begins to ascend the stairs, he stops and turns back to you. How sensitive is the information that you have?
Pretty sensitive.
Then I don't think that the solarium would be ideal to have this meeting. We'll go up someplace a bit more private. And he begins to ascend the stairs, assuming everybody follows.
Yes.
Okay.
As I notice everyone start to go, I'm just gonna quickly cast Gust at one of the vultures just to kind of like put some air between its feathers and kind of like ruffle it a little bit and then scurry away.
And as you do, I don't know what vultures sound like, so I'm sorry for what comes out of my mouth, but it's canon now. So as this Trix, don't make that face. I feel prejudged. Give me a chance to fuck it up.
Give me a chance to fuck it up.
So as you cast the gust, you watch this creature who's kind of like closed in on itself. And the neck elongates and it kind of shakes its head as the wings come out. Shut up, Rick. How do I turn your camera off? I'm just kidding. As it kind of... and
I was trying the best time to sound
Please do that again.
he was waiting for it.
Flip that sound bit that you can argue things when they talk about your animal voices. Just throw Denali's in.
You know what? Before everybody joined my tables, I've apologized multiple times for the things that come out of my mouth, both the things that I say and how it sounds. My voices are not great. And when I first started, I realized it was going to sound way too much like a crow, so I tried to change it up, and it was a mistake. I should have just gone with the caw. But it...
Rick kind of like...
I'm
Rick
not.
kind of turns around like, whoa, that one kind of seems a little thick.
Yeah, that one's not doing too well. Actually, I need to Google this now. What do vultures sound like? Hold on.
You're not that guy.
I'm not. Let's see. They're so ugly.
Above the table, guys, I was gonna tell this guy that all of us could fly, and then cast Featherfall, and have us all, like, jump off something.
So we wouldn't
This
fly
is-
though, we would just not.
I know, but we both
would
fall
style.
slowly.
This is not at all, like, this was not on the spectrum of possibilities of what they sounded like in my mind.
Vultures are fucking
Later.
cool, dude.
So that's what it does. I don't think it's a whole lot better, but it's slightly better. Yeah. Okay.
I just want to put out there that me, myself, and Contagious are both offended by the bird slander going on today.
They're pretty. They're pretty. They're nice to look at, but they're fucking evil.
Vultures do a service, alright? Without them, you'd have dead animals all over your road. Thank you very much.
Oh, all the birds work for the bourgeoisie.
Only the
Have you
robot was.
forgotten?
I mean, if
Only
it
the
wasn't for
robot was.
people- If it
Those
wasn't
are
for people
pigeons.
hitting
Pigeons
them,
are assholes.
there'd be no dead animals.
Well, I can't solve that.
I have respect for vultures, but they're still evil aligned.
Bad propaganda.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mom. What do you want to do tonight?
This is the-
Yeah, come on.
Yeah, I
Oh,
hate
it's a
the
good one.
choices that I make. So you guys are going to be heading up to the level 3. Let me post this map for you.
As we head up, Gaudry would trail a little bit after Contagious, and he would tap him on the shoulder to get his attention without startling him.
Yeah. Didn't work. Yeah?
Oh, apologies.
His
I did
voice
not mean to
cracks.
I did not mean to startle you like before. There is no urine, correct?
Say it louder.
No.
Okay. In case I may have some other clothes, but that is not which I have attempted to obtain or...
Is the women's dance meeting the Feathergale?
Yes, yes, he is.
Sorry.
Yeah, because I
wanted
had
to-
a whole bit about trying to pull something out of my pocket, but it was fake, so I had to go to my chest pocket to get it.
I wanted to ask, what other languages do you speak? This is important.
In an attempt to try to throw him off, I'm gonna start by responding in Undercommon to see if he knows that.
It sounds like he's speaking vulture.
He just kind of turns his head.
Okay. And then I'm gonna do like a long sentence that's essentially like, hey, can you understand this? What about now? And I'm gonna switch between Aquan, Orin, Ignan, and Terran, the 4 primordial languages.
He looks and he goes, and he'll match you in each one going, yes, 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 yes.
Oh my god, do you guys realize how bad it sounds spoken though?
What are the 4 language called?
Aquan, Orin, yeah, primordial, yeah.
Okay.
I'll just kind of shoot and look at Shakos and just be like, shrug. Eh. That's about it.
He probably would have said that in Auckland.
I see. Then in that case, and one of them was Terran, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
The other side. Gaudry will stay in Terran. He'll sort of, his head will crane down next to your ear, and in a lower tone, he would say, "Whichever of the hippogriffs the cultists rode, they are not one of the normal ones that stay in these stables. Each one is filled, yet this feather," and he taps under his scarf, "does not match any of their patterns. It is a chance that the hippogriffs they rode may not be registered here, but instead may be visitors, as they are."
They just kind of shake his head and go, I guess that makes sense. So,
If
Alright.
only
Something we'll have to
be
ask
part
about.
of the conversation.
If only.
secret.
I'm just kidding.
Thank you, Gaudry. And then Contagious will turn around, and every time he's talking to her around Gaudry, he is standing as upright as possible.
To be taller.
Because he doesn't like... well, he can't be taller, I can tell you that much.
Well, I mean, like, trying
to,
to
like-
make yourself taller,
yeah,
kind
he's
of.
trying to make himself at least seem as tall as possible while he's around Gaudry, because he doesn't like how tall he is.
After he says, thank you, Gaudry will straighten up and he'll tilt his head up a little bit and walk with a new sort of pace in his step.
Contagious will see this and slump down and continue walking.
Oh.
Like, god damn it.
That was never the tallest.
Nope.
I mean, you can't climb a tree, but maybe you could climb him. And get taller. No? Maybe?
You gotta get lifts in your shoes, like Ron just DeSantis.
Yeah.
Oh. That's my governor you're talking about.
And I'm saying he wears lips.
I know he does.
So just
Also-
confirming, we went down. Go ahead, Contagious.
Oh, I was just gonna say also pretty white boots. Go ahead.
So just confirming, we walked down the staircase first. Now we're walking all the way up it.
Yes, he's taking you to the 3rd floor.
Okay.
Work them little legs.
Is there anyone else that we might see?
You guys hear other people, but as you guys are moving up, you don't really see anybody. You may see like 1 or 2 people, either more of the Feathergale Knights or people that are dressed in more regal attire, coming in and out of. So like looking at the maps, a lot of it from the center of the spire where the stairs are all closed off by doors. So you wouldn't
and
really
all these
see a
guards-
whole lot. Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
All of the guards that kind of flew us here, they were all male, correct?
Yes.
Does Rick hear any female voices?
You haven't yet.
Okay.
Classist and sexist?
Hell yeah.
A bard doing bard things.
Well, I'm specifically looking for one voice that might be, steered into my brain
Mm-hmm.
from the
Maybe.
And your
Night of-
DNA.
yeah.
But no, you do not hear her voice at all right now.
The woman in thy dreams.
Okay. So Thrall will lead you up the stairs to the 3rd floor. If you are looking at the map that I just posted, I can't ping on it, but the upper right quadrant of that map that I just posted for the most recent. So he takes you up to the 3rd floor. You find yourself again. There's a little landing area, and it's quartered essentially. So there are 4 doors, and he leads you to the one at the upper right. Entering in here, you see what appears to be an apartment of sorts. You see that there is a fireplace, there's a single bed, a nightstand, there's a writing desk, a small chest, and then there's a tapestry on the wall that is beautiful. Gorgeous sky blue with a depiction of a hippogriff flying through the clouds. Little embellishments of gold or silver threading throughout, and he would tell you that this is my quarters, and maybe the most private place to speak. I'm sorry that I don't have more seating accommodations, but you can make yourselves as comfortable as you would like.
Thank you for letting us
Yes.
come in.
So, you've traveled here from Red Larch on behalf of the Kelly Reeds. You said you followed some suspicious figures on flying mounts. What is it that's been going on that has you here on the Kellys' behalf?
Well, we started just looking into smaller issues in the town, helping find a missing boy, things of that nature, only to realize that they've all been connected, and the common thread seems to be some elemental-based group. There have been, in Red Larch, there have been rumors and multiple sightings of hooded figures at night and drummings coming from the hills, and some maybe just be talk of the town, but we had uncovered a series of tunnels and evidence of undoubted activity, nefarious activity. When we were given a lead, we followed a group of people out into the hills who summoned hippogriffs and flew towards the direction of this tower, which is why we approached and you found us where we were. I hope you don't suspect us of any bad deeds or planning. Our main intent was just trying to see if we could see these individuals.
I'd be lying if I said that I didn't find it a bit suspicious, but a lot of what you've shared is rather suspicious in and of itself.
If there's anything we can do to further validate our claims, I mean, that's why we're here. You mentioned you might also have some information.
We have a guest who is staying with us, and I'd received word from a friend of mine that this woman from Waterdeep had an interesting tale to tell. My understanding is that some interrogations have been taking place, but there's been talk of the Black Earth cult, and it sounds like that may be who you've had some run-ins with.
That is the name that we have discovered on multiple occasions, yes.
Give me just a second, player messages. I hope that makes sense for the answer, by the way. We will be having a feast tonight, and our guests will be in attendance, as will some other nobles and people of higher status. Perhaps you would like to join us and you can rub elbows with some of the people here, and if nothing else, listen in and see what you can find out if you're not comfortable asking people directly. I don't have any solid proof or definite information, but what you shared does raise some cause for concern. But I'd like to solidify it before divulging with you, if that's okay. If you guys are onto something, I don't want to give you false information or something that could lead you down a path of danger.
That seems reasonable. I think we can all understand your hesitance. We are strangers after all.
Is there anything that we can get you? Something to eat while we bide the day?
Could we get a tour of the tower?
Yes.
Simple up and down, no locked rooms. Even just two of us?
You said even just 2 of us?
Yep.
I would have no problem giving you a tour. You will need to understand that there are a handful of areas that are off limits to anyone who is not a knight. But everything else would be quite alright to share with you.
Absolutely.
Alright, so let
Regis,
me...
you want to join me?
Huh? What? Yeah.
If I might ask a question, you mentioned having guests. You seem to be protectors of the area, correct?
You could say that, yes.
For what reason do guests come through?
Well, as I stated earlier, many of the people who are part of the Feathergale Knights are of noble birth, and we will sometimes host feasts or events for some of our colleagues or friends of the noble variety. It's never anything too high status, but oftentimes people of that esteem like to mix and mingle amongst their own.
I see.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to share the overall map with you guys so you guys can get an idea of the layout of the whole. Make sure that this posts for you. Go ahead.
Gaji would step forward and, speaking to Thrall, he would ask, so, from what has been heard and observed, there are, one, there are limited areas to those who are not knights, and 2, besides nobility title or any of the sort to where you are, he lifts his shoulders, upper class, you are mostly proven through your might and versatility of skill. Would, and you see he looks up for a second, really pondering before he looks back, if we were to do a, what you would call spar or trial by combat with your best, could one be granted a temporary honorary title of Feathergale Knight?
It's not out of the realm of possibilities, but... Oh my god. Oh my god. It's not out of the realm of possibilities. I hate you, JJ. Sorry, he's redeemed points to make me sing. But I guess it would depend on the reason for it. Ah, cha cha cha. What's your interest?
Seeing as how we're all sharing definitely private and high intensified information, and he brings his hands together, tighter chain of link of communication could be beneficial for both parties. One of which shows not only can we prove our mettle, ha ha, but we are also able to prove that we are worthy of volatile and highly classified, or at least sensitive information showing we can hold our ground. If this is the case, and he stands up straight, I would like to personally volunteer for this trial of combat, or test of athleticism, whichever is best tested for versatility.
He, and I gave you a point of inspiration for the medal, by the way. But he stops and thinks for a moment, and he looks at you and will say, with jazz hands, I like your style. I don't know if a one-on-one combat is the way to go. But, as the theater lights brighten and a spotlight comes down on him, I have a really good idea about for what we can do. We can discuss it tonight at the feast. You can help us fight a beast.
feasting, I suppose
This
that would be
dick, I'm sorry.
beneficial for he'll lean over information.
I feel like that was so cringe. That counts as a fun NPC voice. I don't care. Mark it on your bingo cards. Um, um, there's a lot more information that I can give you about it, but it would be better discussed at the feast. There's something that's been a bit of a problem, and this would be a good way to prove your worth. But first, tour, as he begins to like toe tap towards the door and like finger motion for you guys to follow. JJ, I officially
did not
hate
have
you.
the right read on this guy when we first met him.
Jazz
Rick
hands. Ha, cha, cha, cha,
Suddenly,
cha.
like, loves this guy.
I'm glad someone does because I fucking hate him now. It does not help that I am not musically inclined at all. With that, we'll go ahead and we'll take our break here. We'll plan on 10. If we're back before that, then we'll start sooner. But we will come back with the tour. Is everybody going to want to go on the tour, or are you guys planning on splitting?
You said 2 people were cool.
Yeah, he would have no problem
Okay.
giving everybody a tour, but if you were wanting to kind of like split and conquer, you guys could potentially do that.
I think they would need clarification on where they're free to roam.
Okay.
Like,
And
even
the
if-
original plan. Sorry,
Mhm.
go.
No, go ahead.
I was thinking, 1, noble. 2, we can't sneak because the person attuned to the cultist radar sensor can't sneak. So if we walk said person up and down the tower and that thing goes off somewhere, then we have a legitimate reason for being in the tower.
Now hold on. Can't sneak well.
Although I will say that if you were trying to roll a stealth now and you failed miserably because Contagious can't roll, that it wouldn't be your armor like clanking, it would be your tight lady pants squeaking. Like pleather. Yes.
like the thighs, like brushing.
Yeah.
Like when you walk.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Then.
I hate this family.
Hate it or not, it's here.
And, like, it does not get the wedgie out.
Oh, that awkward walk, yeah.
You do have to go to the bathroom.
All right, I'm gonna put my BRB screen on. Let me mute.
Here we go.
I need to practice my singing and fucking improv because that was awful. It's just constant jazz hands. Oh my god, yes. That does not clear up anything. keep it. Please keep it. Why? Yeah. Yeah, you guys have to keep it, JJ. My mom said it was really good. Yeah, my mom said it was really good. Oh, that one looks good. Is that one out already? Yeah, it'll be pretty interesting to see. That one was good. It was well done. It was really well done. It gets fucking wild. Yeah. Oh yeah. You're talking about the scene with the boy? Or the scenes? There was more than one, yeah. Yeah, those were rough. Bonk. Oh yeah, we're gonna take the kids. It looks so bad. Alright, so I'm gonna take pictures on my phone because it'll be faster. What, baby? Chuck or something like that. The life of Chuck something or other. I've seen it. Well, yeah. Wait, there's another one? It was well done. It wasn't really a horror so much as thriller, but the story that it's based on is fucking awful. Is everybody back, by the way? Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Jen, are you back, love? Yeah, you guys are whooping off. Okay. So, Contagious and Jacos are going with Thrall. What is everybody else doing during this time?
So are we given, like, you know, free reign minus XYZ, or like a place to hang out and chill?
What he would tell you is that you could either stay here in the room, or you could wait in the Great Hall or the Solarium on either this floor. The Great Hall's on the second floor, and the Solarium's on the first floor. But that he would ask that without a guide, that you stay to those areas, at least until you've been introduced to the appropriate channels.
I think Awen would join the tour.
Okay.
Audrey would, finding out which places we are allowed and not allowed, he's gonna walk right on that fine line and kind of get some looky-loos about where we're not really allowed to be in.
Okay. You could certainly try. And then let me make note of that.
unless Gaji tells someone tells Gaji to otherwise, then he'll just go on his own directive.
Okay.
Moving right along, we found a life on the highway.
Badass.
Okay.
Just
Rick,
knock
what
your
are you
car
doing?
into the wall again.
Probably go with number 4.
Okay.
Keeping his eyes out for
Okay.
eyes and ears out for Toledo.
Okay.
Oh, that's right.
Jen, does that change anything for you?
Nope. I'm still gonna do the sneaky stuff.
Okay.
So thank God we have a rogue.
Sounds good. Then we are going to kind of bounce around here a bit. So nobody is staying here in this room.
No, I don't want to invade dude's space.
Okay. So, leaving the room that he has you guys in.
You know what?
and-
Rick will actually stay.
Rick, you're
Rick will
staying?
stay.
Okay. And what are you doing as you
Godry will
stay
stay with-
behind? Oh, Godry, you're staying with Rick?
Sorry, yeah.
Okay.
It was targeted.
What?
Okay. And what are the two of you doing while everybody else off doing their thing while you guys stay in this room?
Godry will
Concocting
let-
a plan. I don't know.
Okay. We will come.
We're going down to a different channel. 8. Let's go.
So, Jen, with what you're wanting to do, are you going to kind of try and like play it off like you're going with the group initially and then break off?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Just
Okay.
like pretending to go on the tour and then branch off.
Perfect.
Next thing you know, caw.
I don't think that's gonna work here. We're just gonna be like, what are the birds doing?
It's for the birds. Go ahead and give me your stealth check, please, Jen. And then when you want to break off, let me know.
Oh no.
Oh no, 14's not bad. Let me double
I-
check.
I don't want to be here anymore. Dude just rolled a 5 and got a 14.
Oh!
Um,
I didn't realize it was that.
Have you
That's in.
tried
nine?
getting good?
Yep.
I just wanted to see.
the pants.
You can put half your amount and get near double.
So, okay, so taking you guys out of the room that you guys are in. Why do my things keep fucking closing? I'm going to lose my mind.
Claws.
He would tell you that obviously the room we were just in is my quarters. The other rooms, he says as he brings you guys out into the hall, heading towards the staircase and beginning to descend, are cells or rooms for the knights, the other members of the Feathergale Spire, or Feathergale Knights. And then he will begin to descend the stairs. He will tell you that going up is where the pinnacle is, the apex of our tower. We have a gazebo up there, little garden area, and we'll sometimes keep watch up there or go up there when we're not on duty and take in the fresh air and enjoy the sights. The valley is quite beautiful, and well, they don't call it the Sighing Valley for nothing. When the winds are just right, you can hear the world sigh around you. What was that?
That was fine.
Why are you biting me?
It's another vulture.
Do you know the voice of the member berries from South Park?
You
Remember?
remember?
That's what I'm gonna picture the wind sounding like.
You remember? You remember? I fucking forgot about. Oh, I fucking forgot about them. Oh my god, Moulin
Oh,
Rouge.
Patreon.
And then heading down the stairs, he will lead you to the second floor. And let me share this map, as it hasn't been shared yet. I'm going to put a party token on there. Herp-a-derp-a-der.
Yes, the eternal darkness.
Yes, hello darkness, my old friend.
All I see is darkness.
So you guys, I don't know if you can see it on Fantasy Grounds or not. If not, you can reference the
Being attacked! Sorry.
kitties at meow.
Vicious.
Sorry, continue.
He would go, and so the little roundabout here is a half circle rather than a full circle like the other ones that you had seen. Stop laughing. Never stop laughing at him. And opening the
I
doors.
literally turned off my camera because I don't laugh out loud, but my face has subtitles.
I respect it.
Yeah.
I respect it. And opening these doors, and again, all the doors here are thick stone doors. They're heavy, but they are beautiful and pristine. Everything inside the tower is very, very clean, very immaculate, very grandiose. As he swings these double doors open, you see that this is a great hall. And he would tell you that this is the Great Hall. This is where we feast. This is where we hold our events and gatherings and meetings. You would see that around the Great Hall itself takes up half of this floor. You'd see that there are tapestries on the wall, different aerial depictions, knights on flying hippogriffs fighting dragons. Another one has mounted knights jousting one another amongst the clouds. High up on the walls. Clousting. Yeah. You would see that there are mounted heads. Some griffins, wyverns, owl bears, and
Whoa.
a horned lion that decorate the walls in here. There is a very large, like 50-foot long, not quite half circle table that sits between. There are two hearths against the wall where the doors are. And this is actually where we will be having our feast and meeting this evening when you join us.
You said
they were
what
like
floor was
trophies?
this?
This is the second floor.
Second floor, this is the solarium.
This is the Great Hall. The solarium's on the first floor.
Gotcha.
You said that heads were like trophies,
Yeah, like they're mounted.
and it was a horned lion.
Yes.
Is
Like
it
a
a
unicorn
manticore?
horn, or like
It is a manticore.
Yeah, do it.
I love manticores.
Anyone's
I'm glad to hear that.
I'm not.
What's that mean?
I regret my choices. We're all gonna die.
It's
I don't like the tone
okay.
you said that with.
It's okay. I said it with my chest. What do you think the beast of conversation is?
Yeah. I had a feeling
No.
the second you said that I was starting to connect dots. I'm like, oh no.
Or at
You
least
know
it's
what
not a stone
actually
golem.
Awen's thinking about right now?
What?
Gonna be having dinner with like these elites, and Awen has no good clothes.
It's funny you mentioned that because as he's saying this, and you don't even need to roll insight, and it's not intentional, but this whole time he's very joyous, very happy, very like, yas, queen. And as he turns to, when you join us, there's a drop in that glimmer in his eyes. And as he kind of rights himself, he will say, I'll make sure that we have some appropriate attire for you for this evening. No disrespect, but we can't have you rubbing elbows with the elitists when you could present a bit better. after
I guess we'll
long
just keep
travel.
our
All
elbows
of
away
us
from
are
them.
just covered in dirt
None taken.
from crawling around all night.
But I haven't seen any women. Do you have women's clothes?
He kind of looks over
Yeah,
at
women's
Contagious.
pants.
Ah! Damn!
Hold on, let's see. It's gonna be good. Let me see. Certified Stinky. Aww. I love Pigpen. We do have some women folk that are here.
Minfolk. Sorry. No, that's so like good. I'm just
That just proves you never. What the fuck is that on the ceiling?
What?
So what's that?
no, because my instinct was to look up.
No, I was saying in the apartment. I already yeeted like a giant beetle or possibly another roach out of the door this morning, so I'm just
Ugh.
like not in the mood.
Rough.
And I mean the size of my index knuckle.
Ew.
It was big and fast.
I hate bugs. I'm not a bug person. Bo was chewing on a baby snake today that got run over by the grass by the lawnmower, and I like died. I was like,
I had to chase a lizard out of the house today. That was fun.
that's fucking awful.
It was
Yeah,
an
it's pretty
earwig
common.
and it fell. I can't find it.
So, as he says that, he says, we do have women folk here. And
You've never contacted them. Sorry, that was me. That was me. I know I was a mess.
if you did, he would have had a great response. It would have tugged on your whole heartstrings a bit. But
Got a dead husband.
that would be
That happened
even
in my other
sadder.
campaign.
That would be even sadder. But
I
we
don't
do
know how
have
to say it.
some people, both men and women, who are quite keen with seamstress work. And it won't be a problem to dress you all for the evening. And he kind of begins to bring you guys around. And you would see that on the back half of the room there are 4 doors, and would tell you that these are more cells for knights and some of our guests as well. Private sleeping quarters. Let me see this player message. And
Not
if you
important
guys,
at all.
if you guys have requests for types of garb for formal wear, ooh, okay, noted. You guys can absolutely post pictures or flavor it however you want. The connections that they
yeah.
have and everything like that, and they do have people that are casters and stuff like that. So, pardon me. The world is your oyster. You can dress yourselves as you would like. They'll make sure that it happens.
Jay is going to try and just like drag, like linked arms, just drag Contagious all around this level. It's just like, ooh, look at this, ooh, look at this, in the hopes of setting something off.
Okay. Real quick. Jen, are you wanting to break off here, or what are you thinking, Liv?
Yeah, I think he would break off when like everyone's sort of in the meeting hall, the grand hall.
Okay.
And yeah.
Okay. Are you wanting to stay on this floor or a different floor?
I think he would go to a different floor for now, just to get less eyes on him.
Okay.
And he'd be looking for anything like an office or any place where documents might be found.
Very, very solid. So what I'm going to do, I know the maps are taking a minute to load. I'm going to start putting you guys on the appropriate maps. And then for those of you that are traveling, we'll move your guys' tokens as need be. But that way you guys can kind of navigate and all of that. Would you be going back up to the 3rd floor, for the time being?
Yeah, he would go up to the third floor for the
Okay.
time being.
Perfect. So let me bring up that map. And you are still up there. A1, I need to move you down to the other. Okay.
I am Dan Avedon in that meme. I claim him as my own.
No. My character in my other campaign is literally modeled after him.
Is that Dan? That's not Dan. His hair is straight.
Contagious. As you guys follow Thurl around, and Jacobs is like, ooh, look at this door. Ooh, look at that door. Ooh, here's another door. Oh, what's that? One more door. Your shard,
3 doors down.
just 3 doors down. Your shard does not sing. He will begin to descend down to the first floor. I'm going to move you guys down there, and then we're going to put a pin and go upstairs to see what our other friends are doing. Ground level. All right, let me move you guys.
And I can dress all of the boys.
Yes.
I mean-
And then Awen and Thrall. Okay. Going back to the third floor. Jen, as you make your way upstairs, are you able to see the map, hun, on Fantasy Grounds?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. So you can go ahead and move your token as you would like.
Before checking, before checking this, I don't know if it's actually ping. Okay.
Mhm.
Before checking that door, how do I go back to the? Oh, there we go. I would. Jin would probably like put his ear up to the door just to make sure there's no one inside.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a perception. And Godry, with your last perception check, I'm so sorry. There were so many questions and singing that came up. You did not hear anybody outside the door listening or moving around. Jen, as you place your ear up to the door and hold your breath, listening in, you don't hear any movement or anything of the sorts coming from that room. Rick's just flying around outside.
All right. He would then crack it, just a tiny crack, just to look inside briefly to double check that there's no one inside.
Okay. And the door is unlocked. And as you crack it open and peer in, you see no movements. You hear nothing coming from the room.
All right. Does it look like there's any tables anywhere where someone might write, like a desk or something?
Yes. There is, so entering the room, and the layout for all of these 3 rooms will be pretty much the same as the room that Thorl had taken you into. But with so in his, it was kind of like a setup for 2, but he's the only one in there. In here, it looks like it's lived in by 2 people. So you see that on the far end across from where you're at, by the round part of the wall, there are 2 basically like wardrobes. And then on either side, there's a bed, a small writing desk with a chair, and then a small chest off to the side of the bed.
All right. He'll go over to this desk first.
Mm-hmm.
And is there a journal on it? Any sort of written parchment or anything on it?
Go ahead and give me a quick investigation for the room, please.
Yeah. Oh no.
Okay, with a 10, it's not terrible. At that particular desk, there are parchments that are out on the desk for both of the desks here. But as you kind of thumb through them and scan over them, it doesn't appear to be anything noticeable. One of them is just a page of doodles. The other seems to be like a routine, like a checklist. Get up. My watch today is 6 to 12, and then break, and then the feast, and then on watch again overnight, and then resting tomorrow. But nothing of interest or value.
Okay. Seeing that there's nothing, super important, he'll leave and just come out. If you want to go to someone else, by the way, at any point, just let me know.
Okay. Are you going to check all 3 rooms?
Yeah.
All right. Go ahead and give me 2 more investigation checks, please. Definitely better.
The next one.
Okay. And then let me double check your languages. Okay. And you speak Primordial as well. Noted. Okay. With an 18.
I don't speak primordial.
It's weird. It's
just
like
worked out that way.
like needing to speak elemental languages in a campaign about elemental
shit.
cults and evils. Like it can't come in handy. Why would what? What?
Legit, when picking my languages, I legitimately went, ooh, this would be fun. No,
I
no.
love it.
I thought primordial was for like older beings, like than gods and eldritch stuff. So anything that fit that gray area, I was like, I thought primordial was for that. So I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna speak the freaky shit.
Yep. And it's like 3 other people here as well. Okay, so with an 18, in the 3rd room, the one across from the first room that you checked, well, in the second one, you would find a bag with 40 gold pieces. Do you take it?
Does it look like it belongs to them?
Yeah, it's very clearly that these are living quarters for some of the guards, some of the knights.
He'll look at it and sort of like almost put it out in his coat, and then kind of shakes his head and is like, don't have time for this, and he puts it back down.
I think you're maxed out. Point of inspiration.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm surprised.
Yeah. You would also notice that in each of the rooms, that there is a feathered cloak as well. Very, very well crafted, very pretty, very regal and fancy. Feathers are like shades of blues and whites, a couple of golds kind of thrown in there for a little bit of extra pizzazz. In the 3rd room, I'm going to scoot you just a bit real quick, bring this up. In this desk, kind of piled in with the other parchments that are out, you would see a small note written, signed by Maraska, that would say, Jonathan. That's the name.
Jonathan.
We must speak about my letter from Erisy Kalinoth. Let me put those names in chat.
One of those pen cameras would be really helpful right now.
N cameras?
And CIA, it's a little.
And then it says, meet me after the feast. And then it is signed Maraska.
Is there any blank pieces of paper and quill on
Yes.
the table.
Yes, there would be.
Since he doesn't have his own journal, he'll take one of those and write down what it says in that notebook. I guess I assume it's a notebook or a letter, and he'll write it down and then tuck it away in his coat.
Okay. Beautiful.
So that's from Thurl. That's Thurl's last name.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. About my letter. I don't recognize that. Sorry, continue.
have-
I'm just.
No, you're okay.
Sorry,
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna ask. Do you have the information that the letter says? I
Yes.
did not get the names, unfortunately.
I posted it in the notes and collab channel of the Discord,
Oh,
so that it's
perfect,
there
thank
to,
you.
of course.
Seems a secret love is blooming.
And we're going to put a pin in you for a moment, Jen.
Yep.
Speaking of secret loves, brown chicken, brown cow. And thank you, Andy,
What?
by the way. You guys haven't heard that before? Never mind. I'm not even gonna. I'm so glad somebody
my
heard it.
God.
I'm so glad it's not just me. I felt real dumb for a second. Godry and Rick. I'm almost afraid to ask, what are you guys doing? Almost.
Rodri will go and he'll blink down, grip the walls, and like lock his knees in a position where he's holding against the door, and he looks to Rick. I do not trust Thurl 100%. So while I lock his door, maybe we should search very delicately of his belongings. There may be something amiss.
Yeah, I like that. Just I'm not going in his panty drawer.
They're all panty drawers. Ho ho ho!
Why did you become friends?
Why did he have to be French for that?
So, TLDR is in the Friday group. We had an illusion wizard, and his whole thing was he was a ladies' man, and he carried around Esmeralda's panties, and he would like twirl them on his finger and stuff. And I had to pilot him one day, and you guys know how I am when I take liberties with like running hard with like beating a dead horse jokes with character stuff. And I learned that day that my French accent is fucking god awful. So it was a throwback to that character and player. So you going to go fishing, Rick?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead and give me an investigation, please. Okay. Guys, do I want to do it?
Fucking
Yes.
get him. Get his ass. Do it.
I'm scared. What is happening?
He's
I'm
gonna
scared.
turn into frickin'.
I'm thinking about it, but I want I only because the bingo card.
No, do it. No, do it. It's fine.
Oh,
Do
wait,
it.
what are we
Do
talking
it.
about?
You know, I'm gonna wait because I want it to be like a real impactful moment. I want it to hurt when I do it. I don't want to do it for the lulz and the bingo card. Like I'm really struggling
No,
because
do
I'm
it.
so close.
No, do it. Do it. 100%. That's cool.
No, I'd rather save
we
it.
talking
I want it to
about?
hurt more. It's gonna hurt more later. I'm gonna make it hurt. I was gonna cash in the deal with the devil on his investigation for the bingo card.
Reverse psychology.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, but it's because like I said, it's the bingo. I'm competitive and I'm so close, and like everything else for me to get a bingo is in my control. But I'm not gonna cheat my way to victory. I'm gonna earn it fair and square.
So Ace, that other thing, I might not do it now.
Nobody else cleared their board at the start of the session?
Can you just imagine her cashing it? Actually, I'm okay with that if you cash it.
To be fair, the roles wouldn't be you. It would be me. Everything would be on my end.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Also, know that there's probably some kind of role involved to make sure that when we do this, the
looking into his stuff that he doesn't, that we're able to put it back the way we found it. I would assume if we're trying to not make it obvious that we were going through his shit.
Who's we? I didn't go through anybody's shit.
I know, I'm using we in the kindergarten sense. In the kindergartner teacher sense, like.
Have you found anything, Rick?
This is like a note or something, like.
Yeah.
Around
Yeah, I was waiting for you to read it before I started talking to that, because I know, like, if I'm trying to read something, I can't read and listen. I can't do it. It's physically impossible. So as you begin to investigate the room, kind of searching through things, digging through parchments, pulling out drawers, rummaging around, you find a cylindrical leather case on the desk. And when you pick it up and kind of shake it, you hear parchments. Opening the case and turning it upside down, the contents come out. A single rolled piece of parchment with what I sent you on it. You would also find, prior to finding that, with the slutty 20, when you were going, like, there's clothing and personal effects like that. You also find a coin purse with 320 gold pieces. You find 2 scrolls and a potion.
Potion of healing?
You don't know.
Do
It's
I know?
not. You don't know.
Nah. If I inspect the scrolls, can I see what? Would I understand what they are?
Let me see.
You can't handle the truth.
Man, I wish you would have told me how much gold out just in a personal chat. Not
Oh,
everyone-
sorry.
I got gold.
They don't need to know. They don't need to know.
I was gonna say, Awen doesn't know
Take it.
shit.
Rick, or your little cow
Don't
thing.
steal from him. He's gotta know whether he's good or bad.
How will they know?
They're gonna know.
What was that alignment?
So these spells are not on your spell list. Go ahead and give me a straight intelligence roll, please. Or Arcana. I'll allow
With
Arcana.
guidance?
The scrolls.
Yeah, or Arcana.
Okay.
Oh, those are
Can I-
scrolls.
I'm gonna guide.
Mm-hmm.
He has spell scrolls? Is that what I hear?
Scroll spells.
Okay, I will drop share this with you.
Okay.
Oh snap!
Oh snap.
Reveal your secrets. Gonna be a banishment spell.
Bye,
No,
Felicia.
what's worse is if it's a scry spell.
How funny would that be? Hey, Gaudry, let me see if this works. Poof. Oh, he's reading. It's deep. Can it turn people to spaghetti or what?
I cast Meat Grinder.
Okay. Can I do some sort of check on the potion?
You would need to be able to spend time with it to identify it. Well, let me double check because there was something else.
Dip your finger in it.
Rob raises.
Rick don't care. Go.
You
Oh,
wanna
see.
go into the find out area?
You wanna fuck around and find out?
Nancy, you with the devil.
So
I
without
see a fucking Triceratops bounding through this building.
Oh my gosh. T-Rex close behind. So without the identify spell, you could do a taste test. It will not tell you
Wait.
what it is, but it will give you some clues, essentially.
Pause. Was there also a potion? I keep getting distracted.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Sorry.
Give me
total-
just a minute.
We're
Let me-
taste testing the scrolls.
I'm gonna lick
Can
it.
can I see like the color of it at least?
Yeah, give me just a second. Sorry, I need to get the dogs some more water. Bo spilled it, and now he's fighting the water dish because there's no water in it.
An admirable
Piggy
adversary.
He's so
Piggy
funny.
Gibbon.
Yeah, I had just refilled it before, like right before our break, and then they knocked it over, so now it's empty, and he's mad as hell. You hear that?
Yeah.
He's like dragging it around with his feet and biting it.
Rick's gonna take the coins and leave the purse with a IOU note in there.
Are you really?
Yeah, guys, my sister went to prom and came back with a goldfish.
That's kind of amazing.
That's a good luck charm.
Leah Wood.
CJ said Leo would.
Yeah. His name is Carlos.
His name is
Oh
Carlos.
my fucking god. That just made me think of The Hangover, and I adore your sister. I am like claiming her as my best friend. Okay. Now that the beast has been momentarily tamed. So you were asking about this potion. So this is a blue liquid, and it bubbles, and the
Blue
glass
raspberry.
is kind of snozberry. The glass is kind of steamy, almost as if there's steam coming from within, as it's like it's boiling almost.
Okay.
So bad. Awen should have stayed with these two. She should have known. She should have known. Can't believe we left them unsupervised.
I'm okay with it.
Fuck.
Rick's about to be on a mean acid trip.
Try not to metagame here because I don't know about the other stuff yet. Okay. To answer your question, Godry, Rick would just, say, yeah, I found a letter here, and he would. I'm just gonna keep it between you and me, for right now.
I respect
you'll
it.
kind of you can read common, right? So that's what it says. He'll kind of Rick will kind of jingle the coin purse and kind of have this like, kind of evil grin looking on his face, like. Also 2 spells I can't cast. So that's all I found.
Are you taking the other items besides the gold?
How big is the potion, by the way?
For Rick, it's probably the size of your hand.
Okay. Would it be feasible? Does it have a cap on it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm gonna like pocket that without like Godry seeing it.
Give me a sleight of hand.
Rick would.
And Godry, are you paying attention, or are you not paying attention to him?
Would definitely be watching Rick, like to see just what he's doing.
Yeah.
So he's definitely full attention on Rick since he has his like back planted to the door.
He's like, look at this stuff, and then is gonna try to slowly put one away.
Yeah, he's like my child tried to hide behind a chain link fence right now.
And what is he hiding? The
A
coin purse?
potion.
Oh, the potion. Godry will tilt his head. Rick, what are you failing to conceal?
I also found this potion, I guess. I don't know what it is, but thought I'd take it.
Are you taking the scrolls as well?
Yeah, I'm taking everything. And I'm gonna message you, Denali.
Okay.
Rick, are you sure this is the smartest option? While we would be under his watch for the night, do you not think the sort of confectionaries would be noticed as missing? Sure, maybe a copy of the letter, but a potion, scrolls, and what I presume to be a coin purse of notable coin would definitely be noticed, would it not?
Hi, Andy.
Please, Godry, please be the voice of reason.
You trust
We
these
don't
people?
know if they're enemies yet. We don't know that they're enemies yet.
I do not trust. He'll let go of the door and he'll fully stand up, and then he'll walk over you, and he'll place an elongated arm on your shoulder, and he'll say, "I do not trust these people, but I trust what you and your proclaimed family stand for, and I must speak and say, this could put your family at risk. This may not be the smart move."
Rick will kind of contemplate to himself a bit, thinking back over all his I wouldn't call them mistakes, but choices that he's made, and he'll kind of look up at you with kind of like starry eyes and say, "I knew there was a reason I like you." And he'll put the coin purse back. He'll put everything back, kind of exactly in the same spot it was at. But he would pull out maybe Jen's journal, and like on one of the back pages, he'll kind of scribble the note.
Point of inspiration to you both.
Hey, I'm at 4. Wait, do they stack? No.
No.
So
We can have up to 3. So even when you guys are full, I like to say I like to say that I'm granting it, so that way like you guys know it's not like, oh, they're full, I'm gonna ignore all the cool shit that they're doing or like the really awesome RP moments. I still like to acknowledge it outside of that was cool. You know, I feel like there's something nicer about hearing point of inspiration. For something that's not a weenie joke that makes me laugh because I'm a child, you know. Okay.
Also, I noticed that there's looks like windows. Are any of them like open?
Not open, but there's not blinds or anything in them, so you'd be able to see out.
Could I try opening it? Like, is there a way to open it?
Yeah.
If I look at them?
I mean, they won't open if you look at them, but you can't open them.
Well,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
If I look at them, can I perceive a way to open them?
Yes, I had to. I'm sorry. Yes, they are able to be opened.
Okay. Can I try opening?
Yes, you may.
Oh, that one, Poppy.
Is it a check of some sort, or do they just open?
They just open.
Okay, I'm taking a look. I asked Godry to come over here and kind of like hold me out a little bit so I can kind of get a really good look over and, you know, to the left and to the right of me, looking around the building for anything. Looking for any like secret passageways or, you know, other possible open windows that I could see. I know it's kind of like a circular thing.
Yeah. I wanted to be like, for shits and giggles, gotta give me a strength check or athletics, but the last time we did that, the person who should have like masterfully like expertly succeeded failed, and I'm not going to risk dropping Rick from the 3rd floor of this fucking spire. Godry, do you comply?
Godry will look down. Just almost confused, and he even like scratches the back of his head before he reorients himself. Just to reiterate, you want me to hold you outside of the window? numerous hundred feet above the solid ground.
Yeah, that's fine. I can fly.
Audrey will look at Rick and be like, fair enough. I did not think your kind existed, so if you can fly, it must be truthful. He'll cast guidance on himself, grab Rick up by the scruff, like sort of the back of his shirt, and if the window opens, he'll hold them out.
And as you're doing that, I'm gonna Rick's gonna give you a bardic.
Can you actually fly, or
Just
is
in
it
case.
the other thing?
You
I
can
can't
either
fly.
flip your thingy.
Okay, I didn't think so. I was like, wait a minute, did I miss something?
Pause. What did
He
I
thinks he can
miss?
fly.
Why is Rick hanging outside a window?
Rick has a
Doesn't
death
matter.
wish.
Doesn't matter. So once
Go ahead and give me an investigation check, Rick.
okay.
He said I can fly, and Godric's like, cool, bet.
I believe it's small,
Oh.
man.
Frickin' no way. Come on. There we go. That's better.
Okay, so 21.
21.
Does it count as Rick doing his own thing?
You know what? Fuck it, I'll say yes.
Next thing I might do would count as that.
Okay. So, as you are being dangled out of this window like you were Michael Jackson's baby, um, I'm sorry. It's accurate. I said what I said, and I stand by it. The first thing that catches your attention, coming from above you, is the of vultures. It sounds like somebody's being abused. I'm really sorry. It's canon, but they're vultures. You would know that from your time in the stable.
It's flying above me?
You don't see any flying, and you don't hear
Okay.
anything that sounds like flying. You'll hear the occasional like rustling of feathers, or like a quick flap of readjusting. I'm so animated, sorry. But with a 21, you're pretty sure it's coming from directly above you, on the spire itself. This bullshittery. You don't see much else beyond that. You can see up and down the spire. You see that there are windows below you. At the top of the spire, you see the 4 like crests that kind of poke out from the top. More of like architectural flair. There's a word for it, but I can't think of what it is. So like if you're looking at the Sighing Valley map, if you scroll in, you can see that there's like little platform kind of pieces that come off the 4. So you can see that as well. You can't see any of the windows above you because it kind of tapers in slightly, and there's a little like walkway roundabout above you, so you can see the bottom of that platform. You hear a little bit of movement walking around. You don't see.
How far are the windows down below me?
Probably 40 feet.
It works.
It does work. Oh, damn. Okay. And how far?
Are you gonna
top
try
above
and
me
spider
is that?
climb down the
Okay.
fucking wall to go look in other windows? You fucking buffoons.
I have 150 feet of rope.
Oh
Friggin',
my god. Do it. Please, I beg you.
I'm
Let me mark it off. Come on, man.
Rick will motion Godfrey to pull him back in. Well, how far above me to the top? Do you think?
To the top, probably another 40 or 50 feet.
Dude. Okay, so Rick will motion Godfrey to pull him back in. How strong are you, Godfrey? Pretty strong, right?
He looks at his arms.
Famous last words.
I would say fairly confident by your measures of strength.
He said, compared to you, I'm a man. A beast.
You could potentially, like, you know, I tied a rope around me. You could kind of lower me down and swing me around like a baton. Not a baton. What the frick? I don't know.
Like a pendulum.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, I feel like, Jin, would you go back in this room after checking the other 3? Or would you go downstairs?
Oh, he checked all 3 of them? Oh, snap.
Y'all farting around in here.
Jen, if you're
Well,
talking,
either
love,
way,
you're
either
muted.
way.
Yeah, I just wanted to know if he was going to walk in and see any of this.
So,
Looks like
Okay,
Audrey's
so-
trying to murder Rick. He's holding him outside the
Above-
window. We're like, Audrey, no!
above table, I want to use like 100 or maybe like 100, yeah, like 100 feet of the rope, and him kind of like lower me down, and kind of like swing me around as far as I can go and look in these windows, and then also if he can, kind of like swing me up to the top, see what I can see.
Damn it, I was muted. Sorry.
No, you're quite alright. Y'all are fucking
I was,
wild. Go ahead, Jen.
sorry.
No, you're
I
fine.
was just saying that he would not go in the room because he assumes that they got what they got. Like,
Okay.
They're doing their thing.
Okay. So, let me make sure I understand this correctly, and then we will probably wrap the session and start with this. Because I want to do some research to make sure that I don't accidentally cuck you. Because in my mind, I'm going, you're probably gonna kill one of you. Like, one of you's gonna die, and by one of you, I mean Rick.
Ow.
I want you to swing me up like a pendulum to the floor above me, like, and I just picture
Yeah.
like.
I'm gonna accidentally smash you. to the side.
He can't swing me up. He can't get a motion.
No,
like,
he can, but you being able to I just imagine you like flying into the side of the building like a bug on a windshield. So I want to make sure that
This is gonna require some good rolls.
I
to
want-
not have you
Featherfall. I'm gonna featherfall, and he can reel me in like a frickin'.
I'm just saying I just want to make sure that I'm doing the right calls on the rolls to have you guys do and everything, because I don't want to because if this goes poorly, like it could go poorly. So I'm just saying I want to.
I'm good.
Smashing you
I'm good.
against
I
the
have
wall.
like 5 characters in a row.
I'll say with guidance and 3 inspos, if anyone fucks up, it's him. So he won't die on my accord.
Okay.
It'll be his fault.
I just want to make sure that I'm asking for the right roles and handling this appropriately. This is my first time encountering something like this. And normally I'm good with rolling with stuff on the fly, but I don't want to fuck anybody.
So
And just
I
to
mean,
clarify, this is how you want Rick to go out?
no way I'm dying. Guys. There's like
And he
zero-
is going
zero way.
away from the tower, over the edge of this fucking butte, and down into the valley.
Oh god, everyone's gonna come back
So-
and Godji's gonna be holding his mutilated, tied up body.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, so there's enough rope where he can tie it to something secure in the room, tie it around his belly. This guy can hold way more than Rick. Rick's only like 30 pounds. Like,
Hold
come
up
on,
to
like
1,000.
it's like him like. There's no way.
I mean,
No way
there,
I'm
there's
dying.
ways.
There is. Sorry, just
The
to
vultures
read
will come over like, oh, look at this bird.
Hey, they're gonna think he's a snack.
JJ, I'm not gonna lie, I just thought of another concern. What if Godji's too strong and the rope snaps?
That's what
Or
I'm
he
saying.
just like slams him onto the brick. No more Rick.
Then I'll feather fall. And it
Not
is
if you're
what it is.
concussed.
Now if what?
You're concussed.
How would I be concussed?
If you
He
smack
swings you into the wall. Like he swings you so hard that he smacks you into the wall.
He's not
gonna
going
slide
to.
That's feather fall.
He might.
Rick's
Also,
gonna go, like,
so-
I think the
he's
best
gonna
part.
like run across the wall himself like it'll. Oh, whatever.
No,
Okay, if we were
I-
to walk in and Gaudry was holding Rick's like dead body
It's all good.
and
It's all good,
explained
guys.
this to us, I would
It's all
believe
good.
Gaudry
One
in
of
a
these days,
heartbeat
I'm gonna
that Rick
do
wanted
something
this.
cool, and it is what it is.
So this is cool. I just want to make sure that I, as a DM, am doing the right rolls and checks for everything. Like I said, this is my first time encountering it. I know with Featherfall, you're not going to die. I just want to make sure that I'm handling it appropriately and have a solid understanding. So you're wanting him to lower you down and then raise you back up after. How far are you going to try and get around the perimeter? Because the room that you're in, we're gonna be able to do this. I just need to understand mechanically. So that's why I'm saying I want to do my research to make sure that like physics and all that I'm understanding correctly and not messing something up. So how far down are you wanting to be lowered ultimately? Like just down to the second floor to be able to see into the windows?
Yeah, enough to at least see into
Okay.
the windows.
Okay.
At least that.
Okay.
Whoa.
Windows. And then you're wanting him
How's that
to
fucking go?
pull you back up
Yeah.
and then to swing you
I
up
guess we
to.
will go, nah, I guess we won't go to the top. It's fine.
No, I'm not saying that you can't do it. Again, I'm just wanting to make sure that I'm understanding
No,
correctly.
It's okay. No, it's okay.
But
Okay. Now, once you are lowered, how far around with, because you've got 150 feet of rope, we'll say between you tying off and him having enough rope for leeway in case you do fall, you'll have 100 feet after being tied off. How far around are you wanting to push that
I'm gonna
limit?
say 100. I'm gonna say only 100 feet.
Okay, perfect. Okay, around and down.
The last thing I heard was
Um,
snap and Rick was gone.
No. With him having
Dude, I will
Featherfall.
cast mending. I will cast mending in an instant. I'll just go around and go. "Doop."
And then once you're up, are you going to untie yourself to peruse around, or are you going to stay tied up so that way when you're done you can drop back down and have him pull you back in?
Well, once I get to the top, you said it's 40 feet, right?
About 40-50 feet.
I was hoping to like wrap the rope around something when I get to the top, so that I could kind of like lower myself down. I could tell him like give off slack. So 40 feet up, 40 feet down, that leaves 20 feet of rope on the top.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd be able to slide back down with relative ease.
Mm-hmm.
And then I can untie myself, untie it from Gaudry, and then pull it back down.
Okay.
But we'll see what happens. I might not go up.
No, I think this is really cool. Like I said, I just want to make sure, because you know how I am. Like my DM brain works very differently than
I
like
know
my
you
me
think it's
brain.
cool.
And
Nobody
well,
else thinks it's cool.
well, nobody else
They-
is here to
they-
see it
they don't want-
happening.
They don't
So,
want Rick to die.
well, nobody wants
We
Rick to
don't gotta
die.
think- We don't. What we think doesn't matter at the end of the day.
Yeah, no, I think this is cool, and if you're having fun, then fuck everybody else. Respectfully, I love you guys. But like I said, you know that my DM brain works much differently than my me brain, so I want to make sure that I come into this with like a full, solid way of handling it, so that way I am not misunderstanding things or stepping on dicks or cucking anything. Because a lot of times when I think of things on the fly, like a lot of times it works out, but there are times that it doesn't. And I don't want this to be a situation with something that could be this really cool and have this either really big aha or this really big moment to have any of those flubs. I want to make sure that we handle it appropriately. Yeah. My biggest concern with you having Featherfall, it's not you dying, it's how would you get back up if you did fall.
I just feather fall around to the
Oh, the little platform base.
Yeah, does feather fall? Can I like
Just
choose
fall.
the direction, or do
No,
I just
you just fall.
in the
Just
direction
falling
it
down
is?
slow. Just falling down slow.
Slow
So that's
roll.
why I'm saying, like, I want to make sure that we've all got the solid understanding and I know the mechanics and all the ins and outs of all the what ifs, you know? So, because there's going to be multiple checks. It's not just going to be one strength or athletic checks for Godry to hold on to the rope the entire time you're doing that. Anytime you go to swing yourself around or to propel yourself down
Oh, I
or
can't
to
wait.
try and climb up, he's going to have to do another check to maintain that he's holding on to it appropriately and he's not dropping it or letting go or anything like that. So I want to make sure that I have all my checks and balances in place so that when there is a flub, it's because the dice said, fuck you, you know?
Okay.
Does that make sense?
You know, it makes sense.
Okay.
It makes sense. So like I said, definitely going down seems, 90% feasible.
Oh, all of
Going
it's
up, though, I don't
feasible.
know. So we'll
Oh.
see. We'll see what I do.
Well, let me tell
Yeah,
you
for me,
this.
Sen.
Rick has not shown himself to be a coward at all, and this would not be the first time he went up. So, go big or go home. Sexual
That's true,
innuendo. Did
but-
you say Jacob's got a fucking bingo?
Yes, I did.
Congratulations. Roll a D100 for me, please.
I gotta get back to the
98. Okay.
Damn.
But definitely, JJ, go ahead and send that second character backstory. Go ahead and get your affairs in order, just in case Rick is
Like one of the
spaghetti
guards and he joins our cause.
This is not
It's
what I
featured in the beast battle.
wanted.
As far as you guys know, hopefully we can get this all done before you guys get back. So your character
yeah.
have no idea of this.
Yeah. And
I like
That would-
the thought that somewhere Awen stops in their tracks. It's like,
Looks out a
Something is
window,
wrong.
sees Rick.
can you? Because they're on the second floor right now. So with you dropping down, it's very possible. There's a lot of moving pieces, and I'm
I was
really hoping.
thinking,
Go ahead.
I think it was Andy was joking in the chat, like somewhere Awen is just like something's wrong. Like, hold on, let me find it.
Rick's gonna make eye contact with someone, wave, and just keep descending.
Awen can somehow sense this bullshittery happening. She doesn't know what it is, but she can sense it.
Yeah.
Somewhere in the middle of the tour, Awen just stops. Is like,
Something is happening. It's happening. It better not be.
Jacobs, I'm going to send you a message. I'm going to get this added for you before our next session. And what we will plan to do, I'm sorry guys, I know tonight felt like a lot of hurry up and wait with the excitement of having Jen back and everything like that, and then splitting the party 3 ways. Definitely kind of slows things down. But I
Best way.
know,
I'm so excited for this dinner.
I love it. Why can I
As
not
long as nobody
find-
interrupts my dress up. I have already sent all of the boys' outfits.
Oh my god, I'm so excited.
you decided all of the boys' outfits.
I have sent
Where is
info.
my laptop?
So what we will do here
What?
is we will wrap the session for the night. I know some people have early mornings tomorrow. I've got to get up early. My mom is in town through the 28th. So we will go ahead and wrap the session here. We will pick up next session with all of these moving pieces. We'll start, I think, with Jen navigating his way back downstairs as the rest of the group is... Oh, we'll start with them. That's where we had started, so we'll keep that cycle going. So we'll start with them and then come to Rick, or not to Rick, to Jen. Sorry, I saw JJ's face when I was looking at Jen's token. But we'll get these pieces moving and see how it all goes. What could go wrong?
I will be speaking those fucking Renaissance frills and Godry's components for the dinner.
I love it. I'm going to go ahead and end my stream. For those of you that were watching and hanging out tonight, thank you for the support. JJ, fuck you for your singing. That was awesome. Terribly awesome. Awesomely terrible. This group will be back next Saturday at 9:30 Central. Thank you. Love you. Bye.
Bye.